Kevin lost whatever it was that drove him, so without his car, he had to walk to all the games, and it took a lot out of him.
When Kevin looked at himself in the mirror, he didn't like what he was seeing. The words on his shirt seemed backwards, and it really flustered him.
He got mixed up with the wrong people. He was doing some bad things. I just don't know how to help the guy.
He was in no way, shape, or form Notre Dame mascot material.
I feel bad for Kevin. He's just like Van Gogh. He's living a life with no equals. I mean, he's a god walking amongst mere mortals.
He was going down the wrong path, and he knew it. But being the man that he was not about to stop and ask for directions.
A lot of people don't know this, but there was even a suicide attempt. Things were a lot worse than people thought.
Yeah, there was just a part in the season that we needed some control, and and we couldn't find it. And we couldn't find it with the team. We couldn't find it with Dunbar. He was just out of control. I mean, nobody could control him. Not me. Not the players on the team, not the community. He was just out of control. We just had no idea what to do. It was just one cell number that I had from a couple years ago, and there's only one person that could rectify this problem. So, I made the phone call.
Hearing the bad news from Coach Scarpelli, former mascot and living legend Pat Vickers talked some sense into Dunbar.
He said, "Kev, what the hell do you think you're doing? You're letting down the family of mascots. We are like this. We don't fall. We don't break. Because when the team is down, we are the ones there making them crazy. But besides that, I'd say get back up on the horse. I'm going to drive down there if I have to. You have to be the fire in the team, because without you, the team is gone. And with the team gone, you're left to play. You're a mascot. Viking Clarkstown South mascot. You, me, and the ancients before us, our ancestors, our brothers, fought, well, not really fought, but we watched and cheered for our team that was getting beat up really bad. But we won, but we got beat up pretty bad. And you stood by and watched and cheered those bruises on. But all right, that's all I have to say about that.
After Vickers' Newt Rockney-like inspirational speech, Dunbar experienced new life. Luckily, he wasn't the father. But that Friday, disaster struck for the team.
On Friday, we had a unfortunate incident where two kids weren't able to play, two starters.
After two of South's starting linemen were suspended, Dunbar kicked the wall in a fit of rage, and he stubbed his big toe in the process. But determination conquered all, and Dunbar took the sideline.
Most of the fans don't even realize it, but that North game, he was playing injured. He must have been going on fumes that day.
The pain was so intense, he was forced to take a cortisone shot before the game. It wasn't exactly the type of shot he had in mind, but it got the job done.
Jim, I am receiving word that Kevin Dunbar will lead the cheers today, and yes, here he comes now.
It was the day of our big game. We were all in the locker room listening to pump-up music. And I saw Kev over in the corner. So, I went over to him. I was like, "What's up, man? What's going on?" Turns out he was listening to Coldplay. The kid was on such a natural high that if he got any more jacked up, he would have exploded.
Kevin had the game of his life against North when he was cheering a perfect game.
In all of my years of broadcasting, I have never seen a performance quite like this one.
All the players on the sideline knew he was going for perfection, but nobody wanted to say anything to jinx him.
I do not want to be too upfront, but I'd like to point out that the South mascot has not yet made a mistake today.
I mean, he executed every cheer to perfection that day.
Yes, he did it. Perfection has a name, and it is Kevin Dunbar. He has attained mascot immortality, and these fans are loving it.
On that Saturday afternoon, Kevin transcended greatness.
I think I see a tear in the young mascot's eye.
After that game versus North, I was in awe.
The North homecoming game. If we lost that, I'm convinced Kevin wouldn't be a goner. Just wouldn't be able to take it, man.
So as Dunbar sails into the sunset, a team in need of a mascot will be left behind. Many questions remain about who it will be. Only one thing is certain. Kevin's successor will not hold a candle to Dunbar in terms of sheer mascotting ability.
Well, it's tough when you lose a person like Dunbar. You know, next year's team's just going to have to pick up the slack.
I don't even know if the juniors know what's coming up for next year. I mean, they don't know how good they had it. Kevin Dunbar, he gives at least 3 wins this year.
You just can't replace Kevin Dunbar. He's a once-in-a-lifetime type of talent.
He was basically the straw that stirred our team this year. We got some big Viking head to fill next year.
The juniors are worried about the seniors we lost and all the starters we had, but the real loss would be Dunbar on the sidelines.
He was really a god amongst men. You know, he really was, you know, the glue that held the team together, and they're going to miss him next year.
For all you critics out there who don't have Kevin Dunbar in your top 5 mascots of all time, you're ignorant. You're freaking ignorant.
When I look back on this season 20 years from now, I'll be able to tell my kids that I played in front of the great Kevin Dunbar.
You know, it's going to be tough filling the shoes of the mighty mascot.
Before the North Rockland game, I was a little nervous. You know, seeing all the red jerseys, it really got to me. But then when the best mascot came up to me, Kevin Dunbar, he patted me on the shoulder and really inspired me to go out there and do my best.
2 times this season we lost to North Rockland. And Dunbar won't admit we lost. I mean, the guy's insane. But goddamn do I respect him.
Yeah, the mascot was phenomenal for us. Dunbar did a great job. You know, if I had a daughter, that's the person I'd want her to marry.
The legend of Kevin Dunbar is one that people must never forget. Much like Babe Ruth's called shot, descendants will deny Kevin's existence because of his overwhelming level of excellence. So it is important for people to share the heroic story of Kevin Francis Dunbar with their children. Just remember to tell them that this fairy tale was indeed a reality.